All right, hey, good evening, everyone. Hey, I'm gonna knock this video out real quick because I've gotten a few questions on this here in the past, couple months, and I thought I had done a video on it. I think I did one, but I just deleted it because I didn't think it was that good, and then I just never came back to doing it again. But I got asked the same question again today. What happens at the moment we die? And so I titled this video, What Happens When You Die? All right, here we go. We're gonna start off. The moment we take our last breath, the inward man departs the outward man, but remains conscious and aware of what's going on. We're going to flip over to Genesis chapter 35, verse 18, and we're going to read about Rachel's death. And it came to pass, so this is verse 18, and it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Benoni. But his father called him Benjamin. Verse 19, and Rachel died and was buried in the way to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. Okay, we fly away. So that's found in Psalm chapter 90, and we all know this. This is where the famous song, I'll Fly Away, comes from. And I'm going to just go ahead and read that whole verse to you. Psalm chapter 90, verse 10. The days of our years are 70, and if by reason of strength they be 80 years, yet it is their strength, labor, and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away. All right. Okay, so your inner man departs your outer man, and that's found in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. And I'm going to go ahead and read it because I think I'm going to stay over here in 2 Corinthians for a minute, talking about some more scriptures. We're going to flip over to chapter 5, but we'll go over to chapter 4 right now and read verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. All right, so Paul speaks about our physical death in Philippians chapter 1. We'll flip on over to Philippians real quick, chapter 1, verses 20 to 23. He's talking about the physical death here. According to my earnest expectation and my hope, that in nothing I shall be ashamed, but that with all boldness, as always, so now also Christ shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death. For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor, yet what I shall choose I wot not. For I am in a strait betwixt two, having a desire to depart, and to be with Christ, which is far better. Okay, so death is simply a separation. The physical body now lacks a spirit, which is memory and perception, and a soul, which is your consciousness and your emotions. A physical spirit, a person's spirit and soul remain connected after death, and then you are in the presence of Jesus Christ after you die. So, and that's found in 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Like I said, I'm going to flip back over to chapter 5, and we're going to read verses 6 to 8 real quick. Therefore, we are always confident, knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, so in this physical body, we are absent from the Lord. For we walk by faith, not by sight. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. All right, we as members of Christ's body are already seated in heavenly places in Christ. And that's found in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 6. Notice what Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 1 to 4. I'm not going to read them just for sake of time here. But he mentions the third heaven, which is, I think he's talking about his death he experienced in Acts chapter 14 when they stoned him. See, they stoned Stephen, and when Jews usually stone people, people usually died. But Paul didn't. So I think he's talking about his experience right there of going to the third heaven momentarily, or however long it was. I don't know how long it was. And then he talks about paradise. Well, what did Jesus say to the thief on the cross? He said, today thou shalt be with me in paradise. So that was Jesus referring to Abraham's bosom. And that was a holding place, or is a holding place for believers who fell asleep or died before the cross. So they will spend eternity in the holy city, New Jerusalem, that comes down out of heaven to the earth. That's found in Revelation chapter 21. We spend eternity in the third heaven, in heaven above. So hopefully you guys get a little clarity on that. And I try to make this video as short as possible. Grace and peace to you guys.